What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Not too bad of a week in the market. STEV, we got that news that we were looking for. QEDN had a nice pop from our 0011s. FLRE still chilling in the 40s, lower volume. Let's go over those. I'll go over one of my longer plays and one trick that I keep getting questions on. Let's roll. All right, so STEV, we got that shareholder letter. It was lengthy, so I'm not going to go over the entire thing. I like that it was lengthy. It explained a lot of stuff, so definitely read the whole thing. I will go over the one part that I did like a lot. They identified the key ingredients in their first product, which will be marketed to men over 50 for prostate health, and they're going to file a patent for their formula. So as you can see in their tweet that they also tweeted after the news dropped, that's going to be filed next week. We expect that provisional patent referred to in the shareholder letter that was published today should be filed with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office next week. So keep out an eye for that. Let's go over the chart. It was lower volume, under 1 million shares. So we didn't get that 01 break yet, which is fine. You know, I got tons of patience. I'm totally cool chilling around here in this channel. We did get the 70s. It did pop to the 90s. So I'm still here. I want to see a bigger move. I want to see at least to this area, which I think it easily can. It just takes a little bit of volume. So keep eyes on that. Also, QEDN. We added 11s on those on Thursday. On a tweet by the company that they met with the director of commercial development of nutritional beverage of Grupo Exito. I didn't realize how big that company was until I did a little bit of DD on it, and then I dropped some DD on it on Twitter. I'll go over after at night. I dropped the thread, so I'll go over that with you guys. Pretty much bottomed out. I can't believe it was in trips. It bottomed out in the trips. There's been no dilution here for 4 years, at least 4 years. That's how far back I went. It's a $2 billion float, $3 billion IS. It's not a bad setup for down. I can't believe it's down here because this is a $1 billion company I didn't realize in Colombia. So they're dealing with them. They're waiting for a word back from them. They're also dealing with Nestle, which we know how big Nestle is. I don't got to tell you that. It's already packed in Tetra Pak that will be delivered to Nestle. So it sounds to me like there's a deal, either with Nestle or with these guys or both. So those are two huge companies. Keep eyes on that. There were two other companies that they also are working with, UNFI and also Gogo Quiona. Can't even pronounce that. But again, $1 million company revenues. This one's another $1 billion one. 27 billion in revs. Keep eyes on this one, guys. It had a nice pop. We grabbed 11s. I think we got to 18. I'll show you the chart in a minute. But any word of any deal with any of these companies, I think this flies. Okay, so keep eye on it. Let's go over the chart quick. Yeah, so we added a drop as low as 8. I didn't get trips. I did add 11s on Thursday. We got the pop to 18. We got profit takers, which is fine. Came back to about 13. So keep an eye on that. If you want to add, if you want to sit on the bid until we get updates, up to you. No one's forcing you to do anything. FLRE, I told you, just pretty much stayed in the 40s, lower volume. Let's check the volume quick. I don't think there was much volume at all. Maybe 300K if I remember correctly. Yep, 375K. So that's still chilling in the 40s, waiting on updates from them. Let's go over one of my longer plays. Is BRGC. That is our lithium miner. There's a name change coming there. Domestic Lithium, Arizona miner. They acquired the Midnight Owl mine. It's official now. I'll show you that later. That was formerly known as the Lithium King from Red Beryl. The deal was done with all restricted shares. They got two battery production giants in their backyard, pretty much. Car Power and LG Energy. They're about an hour from the mining property. Core Power continues their construction for their Colpex facility, which I believe was approved and a go. I think that was a few days ago. That was dropped. That was a good to go. LG is a supplier for electric car makers Tesla and Lucid. I mean, the DD here is excellent. On 4/13, they retired 500 million shares of their common stock, which is about 62%. I'll show you that also here. As you can see, it was 800 million OS, which got knocked down to 330 because you got to add the 30 million restricted for the acquisition. All the debt is owned by the CEO, right there, Mac. What else? This was the PR the other day that made the acquisition official. Bright Rock is now 100% owner of the Midnight Owl Mine, and their goal is becoming a 100% domestically sourced and focused lithium mining company. I love this play. I love this setup. The chart is beautiful. Let's go over that. BRGC. I mean, this thing is just building beautifully. Look at that. You got support, and you got a little consolidation, another support area. This made a bigger pop, so this came down and touched the 50 MA, came right back up. I mean, it's thin. This thing is locked up. The accumulation is beautiful. Go over the DD yourself. Check it out. One of my top longer hold plays. Now, one little trick. I gotta keep getting the questions on the float. I can't find the float. The float's outdated on the C markets. Just all different questions about the float. So we're gonna go over how to find the float. Let's use QEDN as an example. So obviously you go to security details. Now, this says the float is 688 million, but it's from 8/25/21. So if you see it that outdated, which that actually isn't crazy outdated compared to some of them, but it is almost a year. So just to double check, go to your disclosures, go to your last filing, and you can find the float right in there. Scroll down a little bit and you come to the share structure right here. 3 billion, 2 billion, number of shares in the public float, 2.1 billion. So then go back to OTC markets, and you will see the float is outdated. So when the float is outdated, you use the unrestricted, and that is your closest thing to the float. In this case, in most cases, it is the exact float. Okay, you can also use the DTC. This is a portion of the float. Sometimes this is the entire float. Again, double check it by going to disclosures, the last filing, and you can see exactly what the float is. Match it up here, and most of the time when the float is outdated, use the unrestricted, and that is your closest thing to the float, if not the entire float. All right, so breaking it down, we went over STEV, went over QEDN, FLRE, one of my longer holds, BRGC, and how to identify the float when it's outdated, and use the unrestricted. Check the filing, and that's about it, guys. Keep it short, keep it sweet. Hope you have a good week. This week was pretty good. The volume was a little bit low, but there was other few runners as well. And that's about it. See you next week. Let's kick some ass. Keep it going.